Alright, we have 3 more examples to do with factoring a GCF. So first off here, we are going to look at these two terms in part C to get the GCF. The only thing in common with these is a 9. So I'm going to rewrite this as a 9. I need a binomial, so I'll prep that up for 2 terms. 9 goes into 18 2 times, the A left. 9 goes into 9 1 times with B left. And there we go. Now we have a product. That's our goal, remember, with factoring. We need a product where once we had a sum. Now this one's going to be a little bit more complicated, so we're going to take a look across here and find what our GCF is. And the smallest number I see is 12. Does 12 go on to all of these? Absolutely. So that's going to be my GCF, 12. And then x squared, x, and x, so x is there. And y squared, y squared, y, so y there. So I'm going to take the GCF of 12xy, and I'm going to take it out of all of these, and I need minus and a plus and another plus to separate out the 4 different terms. 12 goes into 108 9 times, x goes into x squared x times, y goes into y squared y times. All we're doing, remember, is using the quotient rule, 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. Don't forget that. 12 goes into 12 one time, x goes into x squared x times, y's and y's cancel. 12 goes into 36 3 times, x and x cancel, y goes into y squared y times. 12 goes into 96 8 times, x and y both cancel. So there is my new product. Moving on to my very last one. Now this very last one here, a little bit tricky. This one's got fractions. Well, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take out the denominators. If you don't have like denominators, you build the higher terms and then take out the denominators. And then you can essentially ignore it. So I know I'm going to take out sevenths here. And then in the numerators, I look for a GCF between the numerators. So my numerators have a GCF of 1. And then the variable parts, I have an x in common with those. And that's what I'm taking out. Now, you already know you took out the denominator, and that's why I say it that way, is take out whatever the denominator is, the common denominator. If you don't have a common denominator, build your higher terms, then you can take it out. So since how you know it's already gone, you don't have to do any crazy dividing. So that just saves us a little heartache there. And I prep for 2 terms, and x goes into x squared, x cubed times, and 1 divided by 1 is 1, and x goes into x 1 time, and 4 divided by 1 is 4. And there we go. That's what that looks like. And a little simple multiplication there, and you'll see that you got the correct thing. Now the next one is a binomial GCF. GCFs don't always have to just be a monomial. They could actually be a binomial. They could even be a trinomial. So what we're going to look for here is terms to help us out. So remember that parentheses are like Christmas presents. We can't see inside of them. So this here is all in a package, all in a neat package. And therefore I can't see in there. It's all in a neat package, just like that. So you can't see it. And this one too. It's all in a neat package, right? So I can't see it. So what I see here is 2 distinct terms, right? A term here and a term here. There's 5 block and or t squared block, and there's 5 block. So all I can see is that there are 2 terms. And from those 2 terms, I'm going to take the GCF. Now I crossed them out, but you can come over here and look and see, there's a t plus 2 in common. Those blocks are the exact same things, right? So t plus 2 is my common factor. So I'm going to write that down. So my GCF, I'm just going to write it up here, is t plus 2. And then from there, I can say, okay, how many terms did I have again? Oh yeah, that's 2 terms. And so I'll put a plus and I'll be prepared. So when I cancel out the t plus 2, right, if I put the t plus 2 down here to cancel it out, I'm going to cancel that t plus 2 with that t plus 2, and that leaves me with a t squared. And the same thing here, I'd cancel that one out, and that would leave me with just the 5. And so what you see is the binomial times the binomial. So what I would recommend for you guys to do is to try this one on your own. Now this one's a little bit more complicated because it has not only a binomial GCF, but it also has a monomial GCF as well. So try that one on your own, and then in the next video you'll get a preview of what that one looks like.